Thank you, Jerry, and thanks to the RIU guys for getting me out of, or getting isolation reduced from 14 days to 7, so I can actually be here physically and present to you guys. I've spent the last 7 months overseas, thanks to our Premier, spending time at the project with the team, meeting stakeholders, meeting government officials, etc. Stuff you can't do from here. So the company's got a market cap of around $65 million. What we hold is 120 strike kilometers of the Cape Ray Shear. This is a multi-million ounce shear to the north of us, 50 kilometers to the north. Marathon Gold's got 4.8 million ounces of gold, and we've got 840,000 ounces of gold. The gap between it has never been explored. We've already done a scoping study. The average grade of our resource is 2 grams. However, from that scoping study, the first 4 years, we mine at 2.6 gram per ton, which makes it a very economic, one of the highest grade open pit projects, undeveloped open pit projects in the world. We're on track with all the permitting and the environmental approvals in country. They'll be submitted by August of this year. Just a quick word on Newfoundland and where we are. Those of you who knew me from Gold Road, we developed the RIU project 1,200 kilometers away from Perth. This project is 25 kilometers away from a major port on the island and a town. So it's a lot easier when it comes to developing the project. Plus, power that goes into Newfoundland is from renewable hydropower. So you're tapping straight into that power source. Great from an ESG perspective. Our tenements, as I mentioned, 120 strike kilometers. Over 90% of it is under a shallow transported till, 0.5 meter to 5 meters. And this has never been explored prior to Matador going in there. So that's the upside for our shareholders. We do have cash in the bank, $11 million, well funded from a raising we did last year, which introduced Franklin Templeton onto the register and CI Sentry onto the register. Some of those faces you know, they're from Australia, myself, Justin Osborne, Mick Wilkes. But given that the project is in Canada, we've added people into the management team that are known in that area and operate in that area. I'll point out Crispin Pike over there. He's our country head. He runs the team over there. We appointed him just on 12 months ago, and he's built up the local geology team that's doing very good work on the ground. Below him is Kerry Sparks. Those who don't know Kerry, Kerry was the principal geologist at Franco-Nevada. He is Pierre Lassonde's right-hand man when it comes to geology. He's still contracted to Franco-Nevada to visit all of their global projects and make sure that the geology, the resources and reserves, and the mine planning are done properly. He keeps getting approached to join boards. He's retired, but he's only joined us as a consultant because he worked on the project. He's from Newfoundland, and he's passionate about doing the right exploration work on the island. On the right-hand side, we've got Sam Pazuki. Sam is joining us as CEO in May. He's currently with OceanaGold. The reason we've appointed a Canadian-based CEO is the project is there. For me to fly from here to Newfoundland will take me 2 days just to get there once I get approval to leave the country. We need somebody who can hop over with one flight from Toronto to the island and meet the government officials that we need to meet to progress this project. Okay, on to Newfoundland, and I'm sure most of you aren't aware about the island and the exploration history, and that's because up until the 1980s, all the exploration tenement and rights to mineral rights were held by one family. It was only from the 1980s that use it or lose it laws came in, and that's when exploration started on the island. If you look at the areas in yellow, they were the tenements that were pegged in 2016. In light green are the tenements that are currently pegged on the island. There are 75 Canadian companies exploring on that island at the moment. There's only one ASX company, and that's Matador. Of those 75, only 4 have got mineral resources, and we are one of them with the 840,000 ounces. So the company that's got a lot of attention is Newfoundland Gold, with a market cap of $1.5 billion with 0 resources. The reason is they've got that value is they've been hitting 3 ounces per ton, and they're calling it a Fosterville lookalike. The real company on the island is Marathon Gold. They're a long strike from us on the Cape Ray Shear. 4.8 million ounces of gold, going through the final stages of their project studies and project approvals, and they should be starting their construction in the second half of this year with a 10-year plus mine life. We further down on that Cape Ray Shear with that massive area in red that we currently hold. So we zoom in onto our tenements to give you a flavor of what we've got. So as I mentioned, 120 strike kilometers all the way up, with the current resources in a small area. 15-kilometer strike length covers our current resources. And the area outside of this area has only ever had 20 diamond drill holes in over 100 strike kilometers. So this is the last Tier 1 jurisdiction that hasn't been explored in the world. Australia's got lots of exploration. It's been explored for over 100 years. US, Canada, exploration for over 100 years. Newfoundland, exploration in the last 20 years, but only proper exploration in the last 3 years. That's when you've had this exploration boom happening and all the Canadian companies trying to get tenement in that area. If you look at our tenements, the resources on the right, all 4 of those resources is where the mineralization outcrops at surface. The old explorers did not know how to explore undercover. The cover here is between 0.5 meter and 5 meters. Companies exploring in Western Australia explore under tens of meters, hundreds of meters of cover. Australian geologists know how to explore undercover, and that's the opportunity here. We're taking Western Australian exploration strategies and applying it in this area which has not had the proper exploration in the past. So what we did last year is we flew mag surveys over a 40 strike kilometer area, and we've got very detailed mag images now. These are flown 30 meters apart, 25 meters above the ground. The highest resolution aeromag ever flown on the island. That was only phase 1. We'll do phase 2 this year. That's given us a whole host of targets that we're now testing. So the next step in our testing, and again, this has never been done on the island before, we use Auger Rigs or Winky drill rigs. We've built 5 of them now, and they drill through the transported material and they take the sample through the material together with the top of fresh. We get a 20 centimeter long diamond sample from the top of fresh. We send that away for multi-element assays, and that shows us the pathfinder elements in that area. We can detect when we're up to 100 meters away from a gold discovery. Previously, people only explored where it outcropped, and for them success was if they hit gold in the ground. If we hit pathfinder elements, we know we're close. We can then hone in with a diamond drill rig. And as I mentioned again, over 90% of the area has this transported cover. So zooming into where we've had the most excitement in the last 12 months is Window Glass Hill. The Window Glass Hill resource is just that the bright pink area there. It's surrounded by a yellow boundary, but you can't really see the yellow, but that's the resource area there. We now know that that's hosted, well, we thought it was hosted on a 3-kilometer long Window Glass Hill granite. You see the other bright purple area. That was the discoveries we made last year on the margin of the granite. Where the granite meets the sediments, we hit very good grades and very good widths. So here on the right-hand side, historical drilling from previous announcements. We had 45 meters at 1.2, 19 meters at 4 grams per ton on that margin. Good grades, good widths. We then announced in December, we got the 32 meters at 2.6, 30 at a half, all on this boundary with that granite. But if you look at the original image, we haven't tested that margin at all. This is the first time that margin's been tested. And if you look at the footprint of what we've got, that footprint is as large as the footprint of the existing resource that we've got there from 2020. We've now found that this granite extends in parallel to the central zone resource for another 3 kilometers. So this granite host is a 6 kilometer, well, at least a 6 kilometer long structure that has not been tested. So the geologists have a serious debate about what could this be. And we've now drawn parallels between what we have at Window Glass Hill, and this is all done to the same scale. So we've got the 6 kilometer long Window Glass Hill structure, which has not been tested outside of the 20% where we've currently tested, to Valentine Lake, which is owned by Marathon Gold, the 4.8 million ounce system, also hosted on a granite structure with the gold on the margins, and Red 5's Tomula, King of the Hill project, which is historically had 6.1 million ounces of gold. Our system is not as long as Valentine Lake, but longer than what's at Tomula. So our geologists debate, what could it be? How big could the system be? Well, we don't know until we drill it. We have one dedicated diamond rig drilling out Window Glass Hill granite this next year. It's our highest priority target where we can get resource growth through the drill bit. But that's only one of many targets that we've got. We're going to look at the drilling that we did in 2021, last year. We did 20,000 meters of diamond drilling. The year before that, we did 12,000 meters of diamond drilling. So obviously, we're increasing the rate of drilling. We've built up the team in country. We've got the expertise locally, and the guys are becoming more and more efficient in their drilling program. In addition to the diamond drilling, we also did a massive, so the image at the back is from the aeromag we did. Malachite Lake at the north is this massive area. It's 12 kilometers long by 4 kilometers across, never been drilled before. And those geos in the audience will see the nice bend, the cross-cutting structures, secondary and tertiary structures there that's never been tested. So we did a 1,200 till sample from that area, where we're doing the gold grain analysis at the moment. In addition to that, we've also, I mentioned the Auger Rigs, the 5 rigs we've got. We've got 3,500 samples taken with the Auger Rig. Again, providing more targets for us to come in with the diamond drill rig. We've still got 35 diamond drill holes awaiting assay that we should have back in the next month to 6 weeks. And we completed that HeliMag, which has been a game changer for us on the ground. At the moment, we're busy with our winter drill program. We have never done a winter drill program there before. It's another first for Matador. Previously, we would have drilled at most 7 months of the year and wasted 5 months. This season, we had a 4-week break. We've gone back in with the winter drill rig, one rig. We're going to be drilling between 3,000 and 5,000 meters of drilling. That'll take us through to end of March into April. We'll have a 4-week break, and then we'll be back with the summer program with the at least 2 diamond rigs for the rest of the season. So we are going large here. This is a very prospective area. And as I mentioned before, where in the world you get a tier 1 jurisdiction that hasn't been explored properly before. It's only been explored in the last few years. So with the winter program, we're currently drilling at PW East. This line is the ice road, the snow road that we create, to get up to the next target of Stag Hill, Isle of Mort, and then up to Benton. So you take what's left from the summer program, 35 diamond holes, which you can see on the map, together with the winter drilling we're doing at the moment. There's going to be continued news flow coming from Matador, and then by the time we're still getting the winter drill results, we'll be back into our summer program. I'll just point out, Big Pond is a new area. It's got a small resource there, 19,000 ounces, but running at 5 grams per ton. From the aeromag, there are good structures there. We've done the auger drilling, and we've followed up with some diamond drilling. I mentioned Window Glass Hill. There's 28 diamond holes still awaiting results from that area. Stag Hill is a 7-kilometer gap on the same structure that's only ever had one historic diamond drill. So we're testing that area. Benton, we've got up to 180 gram per ton gold in rock chips, never been drilled properly. So in conclusion, that is the Matador story. It's not in Western Australia. However, it's in the most exciting Canadian province, Newfoundland, where exploration has only really been switched on in the last 3 years. We have a strategic land holding in the southwest. We've already got 840,000 ounces. We've got a scoping study which shows it is very economic and very profitable. The exploration strategy is to grow the mine life to give us at least 10-year mine life and at least 100,000 ounces of annual production. Thank you very much.